Hi, it's Kim McDonald with the New World Order News for March 23rd, 2012. I want to speak mainly on this earthquake that United States and New World Order simulated in Mexico. Um, we all know now, at least, that they can do that. And they can make it as strong an earthquake as they want. And I think you'll be very interested in what I've got to say and tell you about what went on down in Mexico. Let's get started here. Okay, the government of the state of Chiapas had prepared for today, which was March 20th, at 12 o'clock noon, a massive drill, Magna Simulacro, which means a simulated 7.9 earthquake in the Richter scale. Monterrey. It was nothing but a moment of panic as there was no lost lives, the president of Mexico, Felipe Calderon Hinojosa, confirmed yesterday in Monterrey, commenting on the 7.8 earthquake on the Richter scale with epicenter in the borders of the state of Guerrero, and that was felt in Mexico City and several other states. In view of that scale of the event, and because there have not been any lost lives, it is noteworthy that the government of the state of Chiapas has prepared precisely March 20th at 12 noon for a massive drill, which they advertised, of the earthquake, something that is being actively discussed in the social media networks. Yet it gives us all the truth of what we've known all along, that they do have powers where they can create killer earthquakes, killer anything these people can do. Um, the objective of the drill is to test the response capability of the state system of civil protection and general population in the event of a large-scale disturbing phenomenon. Its official webpage stated the exercise would enable the evacuation and feedback of action protocols in case of an earthquake. Um, you know, it should be noted that the National Seismological Service, the SSN, informed today the 7.8 earthquake on the Richter scale was registered at 12:03 local time, and its epicenter was located 29 kilometers south of Ometepec in the southern state of Guerrero at a depth of 15 kilometers. That's why it's surprising. They plan an earthquake drill and then they happen to have an earthquake. You know, this is not coincidence or anything like that. This is a power which has the capabilities of doing this. Um, in Mexico City, a strong 7.4 magnitude earthquake hit southern Mexico on Tuesday, damaging some 100 homes near the epicenter and swaying tall buildings and spreading fear and panic hundreds of miles away in the capital of Mexico City. Um, One of the strongest to shake Mexico since the deadly 1985 trembler that killed thousands in Mexico City. Hold on a second. My paper just flew off here. Okay, where are we? Um, yeah, it was the deadly. was the strongest since the deadly one in '85 that killed thousands. Um, it hit hardest in border areas of southern Oaxaca and Guerrero states. In Guerrero, officials confirmed that some 800 homes had been damaged, with another 60 having collapsed. Hours after the shaking at noon local time, there were no reports of deaths or serious injury. Even after a less powerful magnitude 5.1 aftershock was felt in the capital, and several other aftershocks near the epicenter in the mountainous rural region. It was very strong, very substantial, said Campos Benitez, hospital director in Ometepec, about 25 kilometers from the epicenter. Guerrero Governor Angel Aguirre, who is from Ometepec, was headed there to survey damage and ordered emergency crews and civil protection to the area with the help of the damage, to help with the damage. The state did not say how many were displaced. Now this is something that they're doing, and they told Mexico that they were doing it, the government. They want to show Mexico that through these, now if they have a big earthquake and thousands are killed, it will actually make a lot of money for Mexican government. So, this is in their future now. And, the best thing? Now we know 100% they can cause dramatic changes in the earth itself. It's scary, but it's something we always thought was true, but now we know it's true. It's fact. And, it shook me up when I first read it there, and I thought, I got to tell people about this, and here's some more on it. A pedestrian bridge collapsed on an empty transit bus. Samantha Rodriguez, a 37-year-old environmental consultant, was evacuated from the 11th floor of the Angel Tower office building. I thought it was going to pass rapid, but the walls began to thunder and we decided to get out, she said. Mexico City, built on a lake bed, was badly damaged in '85 when a quake killed at least 10,000 people. But now, put by the U.S. Geological Service at 8.0 in the past years, Guerrero has suffered several severe earthquakes, including a 7.9 in '57 and a 7.4 in 1995. They can make these earthquakes happen wherever they want and right down to the minute when they want it. And we should all be scared shitless that these raving fucking lunatics have a weapon like that. But, as far as I'm concerned, they fucked up. It got out and it was admitted to that they can do this. And now, nothing will be the same. This isn't going to be, I believe this one was to shake Mexico up, and there's going to be a bigger one there that is going to kill tens of thousands or more. And then the Mexican government will see, with all the help they get, they will actually make money. Tuesday's quake was the strongest shaking felt in the capital since a magnitude 6.5 earthquake struck also in Guerrero in December. Officials said at least 3 people died in Guerrero, but there were no widespread reports of damage. Now, you're talking about a country that has these little villages all over the goddamn place. you know, they don't know how many died or what. Even with the one on Tuesday, we'll never know for sure. You know, yeah, they said it was very strong, but we didn't see anything false, said Ima Ortez, who runs a guest house in Oaxaca. She said their telephones are down and that the quake shook them side to side. U.S. President Barack Obama's oldest daughter, it almost looks like mafia, but it's Malia, was reported and safe while on vacation with her school group in Oaxaca. It's hard to believe that they've done this. Even though we know that they had the capabilities, they've actually fucking went and done it. I'm sorry about my language in this program, but this is bullshit. Now that we know, we need to act, people. We need to stop that machine from ever being used. It's crazy. You know, the area there does have a lot of earthquakes. So obviously the fault line there, it's going to be one of these earthquakes is going to separate. And you're going to have tens of thousands of people dead. Weaker buildings will be collapsing with each quake. And stronger ones that can withstand the shaking, some of the stronger buildings. Another factor is considered is how tested an area has been done. You know, this is something that I don't think the Mexican government has a strong seismological system as they do in the U.S. But groups of women hugged and cried at Mexico City's Angel of Independence Monument, where hundreds of people evacuated from office building, said they had never felt such a strong earthquake. Others typed furiously on their Blackberries. You know, it almost leaves me wordless now. The goddamn New World Order can make earthquakes just by flicking a few switches and saying, do it at 12 o'clock noon, right there in the middle of that crowded city. So now that they've done and tested this, they're going to start happening all over. And nobody's going to be able to prove they're natural or not. We need to wake up more than ever. People look to God. Like I always say, look over your shoulder. See what your surroundings are everywhere you are. Me, with my reporting I've done on here, I've now had 2 visits and been told that's it, no more. I'm not gonna fucking stop. In Canada, we have rights that we stick to a little bit stronger than the USA and the rest of the world. I have done nothing on here but tell my story, and that is legal as far as I know in any country. You know, it's sad. A lady named Celia Galacia, who worked at the U.S. consulate office in Oaxaca, had just flown in from Mexico City when it hit. She said there was panic in the airport and a dash for the doors, but she said she saw no damage at the airport and no one was hurt. She says one building in downtown Oaxaca appeared to be damaged and has been evacuated. She did add that there have been 2 strong aftershocks And that in downtown Oaxaca, most people are out in the street at this point. It started shaking badly, she said. Now, the U.S. says they're going to do a test at 12 on an earthquake. You figure, okay, they have the power, they think to do that, maybe do it out in the desert somewhere. No, they do it right in a goddamn crowded city. Not knowing, but willing to take the chance just to see what they could cause. So now they're going, well, a 7.9 didn't do it. Maybe we're going to have to give them a 10. Or put a 10 in this part of the world, and wipe out that city that's causing trouble in the third world. But this isn't all I have to say on this matter. I will be doing more reporting and educating myself more and finding out exactly, what this machine is capable of. And I'm very scared to say I believe it's capable of killing millions of people. Well, God bless you all. Take care. And like I always say, always look over your shoulder. Again, I'd like to say I'm sorry for my language, but this really, really got me going. Have a good night.